Alright, will it be today? Yes! What you have just witnessed is a man that had a goal and was finally able to complete it. After years of grinding, I finally got the last achievement in this game. Well, at least Steam achievement, but that's for another time. But some of you may be asking, why are you talking about this game? Who cares? Well, for that matter, I care. I wasted too much time on this game, and I don't want anyone else to make the same mistake. Please take this video as a warning, because that's what it's intended as. Usually, I like to be positive and kind to games and their design, but you know, sometimes I just can't excuse some things that games do. They're just terrible. Like, for example, this game. What is my problem with this game in particular? Well, we should probably first go over how this game even works. This game is called Clicker Heroes. What do you do in Clicker Heroes? You click. This is called a clicker game. You click to get good, basically. This is what it looks like normally. You just click until you defeat the enemy and get coin, and then you upgrade your troops, or rather your troop at the start, because you only have one. Just imagine this tab wouldn't exist, and I'm not sure if these would even exist, and then you'd pretty much have an idea of how the game works, and at some point you're good enough to reset it and get stronger, and then you grow in power and everything goes better from there. The normal gameplay loop of any clicker game. Now that I'm done explaining this to you, why don't we move on to the problems of this game? First off, why don't we start with the easier things to talk about? Like, for example, it is a huge pain to get 100%, which is a small point because I know not a lot of people play a game to get 100%. And it's kind of my own fault that I do, because some of these achievements are just crazy. But I'll get back to the achievements later again. There are way bigger problems. So, since this is a review, I'll start with the basic things. First off, the normal gameplay loop is fine. You know, it's not that bad until you get to the grindy parts, which is later on in the game, but then basically the whole fucking game, which is not fun. Grinding in games can be fun, rarely, but it can, and I gotta respect it. But sometimes people just have to know, no, it's not fun anymore, stop it. Don't make games just to grind in it. But the reason why this game is as grindy as it is for a very specific reason, I believe. And that is because of, drumroll please, the shop. And you know, here's everything costs a bit, and that's cool and all, but now you go to get more, and I think you can see the problem. Especially with the heroes you can hire to do quests for you. It kind of gets terrible with the Ruby shop, because I think they just really wanted to steal as much money as they could. I mean, look at this. It costs way too much so that anyone can afford it if they die at such a high level, which is honestly not even that high, because for one quest to get an achievement they need to get to 25 at least, which is just another fun fact about completing this game. But as I said, we'll get to that later. When I originally started writing the script for this video, I was 951 hours in the game, and I was still missing 2 achievements, which doesn't sound that bad, right? It's just 2 achievements. How long could it take? At the moment of recording this, I'm at hour 1095. That's not a joke. It is just utter and pure pain. Did I play all of these hours? No! Most of them were probably me away from my keyboard and it just worked for me. But did I still have to do a lot of things to actually get this high? Yes, which just is terrible. Why would you design a game to take over 1000 hours? I mean, I like long games, don't get me wrong, but with long games you usually talk about 100 hours, but this is 10 times that amount. Did I make the choice to play it this long? Yes, and I regret many things in my life. But still, who would have thought that it takes 1000 hours or over 1000 hours? When I originally downloaded this, I thought the game would be done by like maybe hour 50. So when I started playing, because all the achievements came so fast at the start, I never expected it to go on this long. But the worst part about this all is I think this was all by design because of, you know, the Ruby shop, because all of these things can help you get done quicker. Time lapse for 8 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, and 168 hours. What does this time lapse mean? It basically just means it catapults your progress forward for 168 hours, which isn't as crazy as you think it is because it runs even if you have the game closed, so theoretically you can do it, but it's just faster. It speeds it up way more than it would normally take. So it's still a huge thing to get. And multiply to all your damage forever. I don't know how much this costed, but I'm happy I could afford it without spending a single dime because I don't want to give this creative team any money. And for that matter, I didn't because this is a free game. So do with that what you want, but just know that for 1,300 rupees, which can't even buy you some stuff, costs $100, which is just great because some stuff takes more than 1,000. Now, Hero Souls plus 1 Ascension, what does this mean? It basically just means that your progress that you get from resetting the level is instant and you'll just keep continuing on the level you already are, so you can just use the Hero Souls for upgrading relics which help you get everything faster. Like for example, one gives you more time to beat a boss and one gives you more money dropped, and those are used for exactly that purpose. And Gilded Heroes are kind of just heroes like you can buy here, but if you get those, they just get upgraded and then they do more damage, and yeah, that's basically all they do at that point. So yeah, do I think it was intended to just steal money from people? Probably, because look how much more pricey the auto-clicker gets once you buy it. Always 50 rubies more, which I don't think that's too nice of them, because that's already a hell lot of money. And at this point, I'd have to buy a $100 pack just to get one auto-clicker, which I can get for free online. But yeah, some of you may be still caught up on how did I even get this many hours. So here's just a small thing. You can go into the stats menu, and in this menu you can scroll down a bit, and at the bottom you can find a little thing called Other. And in this place called Other, there is time played since first click is 2025 days. What does 225 days translate to? Well, let's open the calculator and divide 2425 by 365.25. So, how long do you think I played this game for? Well, you probably guessed like 3 years, 5 years. It was 6.6 years. And what does 6.6 years translate to? Well, that's around 6 years and 7 months, which is just great how much time and effort and life energy I've wasted. Oh no. Yeah, so that's how I'm doing in life. Oh yeah, and my favorite thing about the shop is probably that this is even a bonus. I don't know if that's always here or if that's just sometimes here, but I'm not sure how I should judge this, but it's probably bad if your bonus still costs this much and doesn't give you too much in return. And is this seasonal? Is this always? If it's always, can they even call it a bonus? I am not sure. And honestly, I don't want to check it out because I already got enough stuff to talk about in this video. Well, but at least they improved on the ways you can get rubies. In the old days, you could only click things that appeared. It's like orange little things, I'm not even sure what they are. And if you click them, you can get the rubies. It is like, I don't know what the chances are to get one, but you can even increase the chances that you get two at once. Which is alright, but I gotta leave it to them. They upgraded it because they added the tab for Immortals. What does this mean? Well, if you fight it and you actually win against the Immortals, you get rubies, which number increase the more you fight them, which I think makes sense. On this page you also have the legacy rates. What do they do? Well, if you fight a legacy raid, you can defeat the legacy Immortals, and the more you defeat, and also just defeating one of them gives you hero souls, and the hero souls you can use again to spend on other things and yada yada yada. It just makes you stronger. But this is a pretty old feature, but the immortal rates are a new feature. How new? I think they got added like 1 or 2 years ago, maybe. Which is also the reason why I even have so many rubies, because else I definitely wouldn't have. Yeah, but what else is there to talk about in this game? As you have maybe seen, the enemies mostly look similar, to say the least. I know it's probably not such a huge studio, the one that created this game, but still, it would have been nice to see more variation, but I guess maybe they just really went for the money and didn't care about how it looked or how it played. So who's really to say? They won because I advertised for them anyways. Or is this even called advertising if I do bad promotion? I mean, any publicity is good publicity, I know, but still. I don't know if I can call this advertising for them, so yeah, I'm just spreading the word. Okay, in my script I have here written, bring up good points of the game, because I probably couldn't think of good points at the time of writing that script originally, and I also still really can't. Is it a alright clicker game? Yes. Is it better than other clicker games, or does it do anything new? No, not really. It's just, I don't know, if I have to point out a middle ground of clicker games, it would probably be this. I think the character descriptions you can see when you hover over the different characters are kind of funny sometimes, and some of the upgrade messages are also just well written, but I don't know, I don't think it's the main point of the game, and honestly just writing a bit of text and calling that the best part of a game is kind of weird, especially since it should be like the gameplay or an innovation they made, but I can't think of anything for this game, sorry. I mean, the music also is alright in this game, but I don't think it's good if you listen to it for like more than an hour. Honestly speaking, it just gets kind of old and repetitive really fast, which is also why I'm going to switch the music now. But what still annoys me most about this is how much time I spend in this game rather than spending it on other things, or just on life in general. Like, for example, compared to my days total of 2,425 days, that's about as long as it took me to get into first grade from when I was born. What the fuck? Since I started playing this game, a child grew up and got into first grade. What the hell is wrong with this game? I am scared of how much time I've wasted on this game instead of doing something productive like anything, honestly. I tried to make an example, but I couldn't. It's just anything would be better than playing this game at this point, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, this is my take on the game Clicker Heroes after completing it for 100%. I'd rate it, let's say the average would be a 5, so let's give this a 3 or 2, a 2.5 out of 10, because this was, honestly no, a 2 out of 10. This was a miserable experience, so yeah. I hope they don't make another game, which would be terrible again, because no, don't take me back. Oh no. I am scared for my dear life if I ever start Clicker Heroes 2. I mean, it at least looks like it's not as much of a cash grab, maybe. I mean, they upgraded stuff on it, right? I don't know yet, and I'll maybe check it out, but yeah. If you have any other games I can 100% maybe that are not like this game, then please tell me, because I kind of want to make this a series. So yeah, I hope you have a great day, and goodbye. Alright, will it be today? Yes! And that's... wait, I need to actually change the camera for this. I'll edit this out probably. And... Steam achievement! I'm done! I am done! Fuck this game for the rest of forever. Bye.